Hello there. Don't we love good stories? I love hearing stories, particularly stories about human achievement. Companies or teams or people that started at one point, maybe a low point, but then achieved something really great. I love those stories. Today, I'm talking about going in the opposite direction, going from high to low, and how important that is if we really want to grow our companies. Interested? Stay tuned. Hey there, Ian here once again, and it's a pleasure to be able to be with you. I hope this is catching you happy, healthy, and strong. For sure, as I said in the introduction, I love stories. People that started, or teams that started at a low point, then something happened, they met maybe a coach or a mentor that believed in them, or they overcame a certain challenge, and then they began to rise and achieve something really great or really significant. We all like hearing about those rags to riches stories, but I'm talking about going in the opposite direction. Here's why. If we want to steward our company, if we are in a position of leadership and we want to grow our team, our department, our organization, and steward that to a new level, we have to get low. The point that I'm making is that we need to be caring for those that are caring about the work. When we start the company, if it is a startup, for example, in the early days, we care for the work. We're doing the work, but as we grow, more of our responsibility is to care for those that are caring for the work. So we need to get low and meet people where they are and steward them to their highest level of potential. And if we do that, we can achieve a lot more success than if we stay at the top. Now, does that mean that we sacrifice ourselves? Does that mean that we give all our energy to other people in the company? Well, no, I'm not suggesting we do that. If you look at any airline safety briefing, when the oxygen mask falls from above, if it does, we're all advised to put our own oxygen mask on first before we attend to those under our care. So that means that if you are in a position of leadership, in fact, if you're in any position at all, we do have to take care of ourselves. We have to make sure that we are healthy in terms of water consumption, sleep, diet, exercise, all that great stuff, that we are healthy, and we grow our professional competence too. We have to take care of ourselves. But we also must spend some time getting low and meeting people where they are and stewarding them to their highest level of capacity and potential. I'm not sure who phrased it this way, but humility on that journey to meet people where they are, being humble, doesn't mean that you think less of yourself. It means thinking of yourself less. You have to think of yourself. You have to remain healthy. But a bigger chunk, or a significant chunk of what you think about, has to be those that are under your care. And if we do it right, and this might be a hard concept for many people, because we want people to miss us if we leave. We want people to have bonded with us, and if we go, we want them to be maybe a little bit sad. Not much maybe. But here's a metric that we can think about. If we leave a company and people go, oh no, they've gone, what are we going to do? If that person was still here, he or she would know what to do, but now they're gone. Oh no, what are we going to do? If that happens, if a leader departs and that is what they leave behind, part of the role of that person, they have in fact failed at, in my view. If I go, but people can't do operationally some task or operation, there's part of me that's failed in that journey. Yes, as leaders, we need to be stewarding the future. We need to make sure that we have the company strategy and plans for the future. That is the leadership, the role of leaders. But in an operational capacity, if we go and people can't do the job, then there's part of us that has not succeeded. So here's a quick test. Look around. And if you're in a position of leadership, look around and say, right, if I left, would people be unable to do their job operationally? Would they struggle with something after I'd gone? And if that is the case, we need to get low. We need to organize some training, some counseling, some coaching, some development for those people to raise them up. And if we do, if a significant part of our role is developing those around us and raising them up, our companies, our teams and our departments will do so much better, and we can keep growing. Often a leader says, well, if everyone can do what I do, why am I needed? There's always a new level. There's always a new level of leadership that we can aspire to. You don't fully do yourself out of a job because you've still got to steer the company. But look around. If you are the choke point, or if you would be a choke point if you left, then there's work to do. I really hope that that made sense, and I hope that it gave you some ideas about how to steward your team, your department, or your company to a new level of performance. And until we connect again, take care of each other.